Hey everyone, this is Dan Lynch from Cosmology, here to show you how to explore LCD clients with Telescope. So let's start off by jumping into some code. So if you followed along so far, you should have a CodeGen folder with an index where we can import certain modules. So let's start off by importing the Osmosis module. Now if you have your own modules, just feel free to pull those in and it will be the exact same method for creating a client. So I'm going to create a client using await, and I'm going to do Osmosis Client Factory. And the Client Factory has on it, depending on what you've enabled, LCD Client RPC message and queries. We're going to start off with LCD Client. You pass in a REST endpoint. Again, this would be something good to get from the chain registry, or preferably if you're running your own nodes, pass that into as the REST endpoint URL. So this client now has on it multiple modules. We've got Cosmos and Osmosis. This is because the Osmosis Go Cosmos SDK code base has imported in it also Cosmos SDK. So this actually makes sense. This also means that we can explore the entire Cosmos SDK from this client. So we've got the auth, auth, bank, distribution, all the different modules. Let's say we want to go to the bank module, v1 beta 1, and get the balances from the user. We pass in the address, and again this is going to be an await, and now the data is also typed response, right? So in addition to the address and effectively the request parameters being typed, we also now get very great information about the response. So this says balances, and balances happens to be an array of coins, which means that then Typescript and VS Code will also know that we have an amount and a denom as properties for each of the objects in that array. And this is great. So we can keep exploring other modules. Let's say we want to get something from the GAM module in Osmosis and explore the pools, right? So now we can fetch, this one actually doesn't have required parameters. The rest are probably pagination. These are optional, but anyhow, so now we have data and we have all the pools. So this is a great way to fetch data from your blockchain or other chains using whatever REST endpoint you either running a node or using from the chain registry. If you're interested in looking under the hood, I will do a quick dive by command clicking on Create LCD Client, and you will see here we have all the various modules. Now there are configuration options inside of Telescope to scope it to only the modules that you're interested in. That's a more advanced feature. Please view the README to check that out, or find me on Telegram or Twitter, and I'm happy to help, or our Discord. So also I will dive into, so this is sort of an aggregate of all of these LCD query client classes. If we were to dive inside of one of these, you will see that we've had the every single endpoint is totally typed. We also have the comments, as well as any query parameters and route parameters if there are any, such as this one here. So everything's been fully typed, requests, responses, and then bundled into a namespace and scoped object to give you this really nice access for all of your data. Stay tuned for how to actually fetch balances from a Cosmos chain with Telescope.